or the rest of the cave. There might be more stuff to be, there, because there's over half that's not been explored. I'll put it that way. Because I'm not trying to force you one way or the other.
Well, if we're gonna make this our base, we shouldn't we? Make sure there's no more of them splody goblins in here. Which I love the exploding goblins. It's a fun mechanic.
Oh, the kobolds, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it when people threw them at Simula.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So funny.
I mean, you didn't die.
Hey,
Oh, so fun story, guys. Be me. I'm sleeping today in bed, comfortable, when suddenly my girlfriend emits a blood-curdling shriek that can only mean that she's being assaulted by an axe-wielding maniac who's roamed into my house.
Right.
I actually jump up and fall out and land on the floor, thinking that a 187 is in progress. I run into the kitchen, and lo and behold, there is the fucking perpetrator of this most heinous crime, a 3-foot king snake in my kitchen.
Dude, king snakes are awesome. They eat the fucking rats.
Well, just
And
like
they don't really bite.
just like garden snakes are good too. It's like they will eat other snakes. No, I gotta kill it. It's like really?
Although king snakes do get real big. How big was it?
He said 4
It's pretty
feet.
fucking big, over 3 feet probably.
Yikes. What'd you do?
I fucking put him outside.
Yeah, just got like a broom and swept him out, or did you like
Just
go all
got-
fucking
just
steeper and then you stab him?
I grabbed him and pushed him into a fucking pitcher, and then I poured him outside.
My mom had mowed my grass one time, and she ran over a black garter snake.
Oh god.
It was 6 feet long, and she's like, "Oh,
Like she ran it over.
She ran it over the
with the-
lawnmower. It was a riding lawnmower." And she's like, I backed up and killed that thing. I'm like, but it was a black garter snake. It ate other snakes. It ate rats. Yeah, but I had to kill it.
Yeah, I mean some snakes you don't want around, but they aren't all
The
bad.
only ones I don't want around are the fucking venomous ones, because
Yeah.
the other ones are all like solid. Like I've found a big ass rat snake in my house before too, even bigger than this king snake. Although the king snake was really pretty. It was an eastern king snake, so it was like just black with white bands.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little constricting fella.
Yes. Have you guys seen any of the like some videos from California with the fires?
I've seen a lot of pictures, but
Well,
I haven't really dug into it.
let me present to you the fire tornado.
Those are always cool. At Burning Man, one year, this guy had built these big fucking plexiglass boxes, and they made fire tornadoes. They were super cool. So they're like 9-foot tall box, and you like walk by, and there's this huge roaring, fire tornado inside it.
Right.
The fire thing I always wanted to build was, if you get the proper sand, right, and you can pour some accelerant under the sand, right, and then like lighter fluid or something. And then as it evaporates, it'll come up above the sand and actually burn. So you get kind of more like a candlelight, kind of burn to it. And then you can draw in the sand, and you'll end up like drawing like fire letters or whatever, right? So it's a pretty neat effect. I never went through with it and built it for Burning Man, but I thought about it a lot. Just never did it. Hey, Nick's here.
Hey.
Hey, I'm sort of here.
Oh,
Sounds
yeah.
like he's still driving.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's reporting in from his fighter jet. So I like Jar, you saw my clocks and stuff. I kind of dived into doing rule set development for Fantasy Grounds, because you can't make those clocks with just an extension, because you need to add new like a new type, like how like backgrounds and encounters and classes and spells and stuff like that, like you need to add a new one of those. Yeah, I understand. Like, the Fantasy Grounds system is actually kind of neat, but in other ways, it's like I can. It's absolute like
I think it's pretty garbage.
Yeah, but it is
Even the way they write their XML, like, and I know that you don't like XML, and the worst part about the way they used XML is that they defeated any actual fucking advantage you would get from using XML. They totally fucking violated by just formatting all their XML like garbage. Like, have you looked at them? Like, they change, like they just look for element, like the order, like they don't even destroy. The shit they read in is crazy, and it's like they put it in the elements instead of like, so they're all like unique elements instead of like attributes or or instead of the data. Like, I'm just like, why the fuck did you do this? Why did you use XML if you were going to totally make it even worse than it already is?
I can't say why they set it up the way they did, but like the way they, like the way that you can just kind of create a thing and then reference that thing in other places and then attach scripts to that thing, right? Like it is a pretty neat little way of making everything work, right? Like, it's very flexible, and I think that's that's definitely one thing that's been good for Fantasy Grounds is a new game comes out and they can have a module out pretty quick.
You're playing with COBOL now.
Yeah. Well, hey, I made my clocks and it only took me, I don't know,
20
a couple hours. So I worked on it a little last night and kind of like figured out everything, and I was like, I don't want to have to, like, I don't want to do everything else. It's just copy paste from here on out. And so I finished it this morning and got my clocks. Dude, the clocks are important for Blades, right? Because like there's no maps, like players have to have something to look at, to focus on, right? So that so it doesn't just become completely distracted players not thinking about the game. Anyway, I am a little worried it may not work very well remotely. We'll see. I like this map, Jonathan. Is this one from the book or?
Yeah, this one from the book.
Yeah.
I mean, so far we've been using like every map from the book, and whoever Matt hired to do them did a very good job.
Yeah, they're all neat. They definitely have that nice, hand-drawn kind of, feel to them. They're not like overly produced,
Right. So I mean, if Matt didn't do them himself, then whoever Wizard/Matt hired, great job. So while we wait on Nick, is there any questions from last session that you have burning desire to know about, Rachel?
I'm just glad Meep was, rocking it out while I was gone.
I don't need to have your character sheet up anymore.
So Garrett, what choices have people picked so far for their blades thingy?
So I picked a Whisper and Nick picked a Cutter.
Oh, those are the two I was looking at.
The characters, like, all it does when you pick a character is there's some actions already filled out, right? And then as you're building your character, you're going to fill out 4 more action dots, right? When we start, but really the characters are just tied to the special abilities they get, and the actions that they get some head start on, right? But otherwise, like, it don't matter, right? So my suggestion would be look at the different special abilities, and the special ability you think is pretty sweet. That's probably the right class.
Well, I did, and I liked Cutter and Whisper, but
well then pick one of those.
I don't know. I feel like I want to see this fucking different varieties in action here.
I mean, if you want to be a Whisper, I can choose something else, Josh.
Well, I'm also looking at Hound now.
I was like, I can always look something else up, man, because I don't mind.
Yeah. I mean, like, they're not character classes. They're more like flavors, right? Like, what what kind of flavor of character do you want to play, right? Because mechanically in the game, the only thing that matters is your ability scores and and your special ability. So different classes.
Okay, so reading over this
Might
character
do
creation,
Hound.
you're gonna do Hound.
I mean, do we want to switch over to blades? Do we want to just do that instead, or
Yeah, we
what?
can do that while you're waiting on Nick. So let's flash this up real quick.
okay? Let me start up the server because
All right.
if we are gonna actually make choices, I can start making the assets and stuff. That would
Right.
be good.
It says assign 4 action dots. No action may begin with a rating higher than 2 during character creation.
Yeah, I'll walk you through.
Yeah, one sec. Are you 70?
I am 70.188.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
12.5. Well,
You do realize I'm
Maybe
live,
that-
and I don't want you to get DDoSed, right?
yeah. All those.
I'm just saying, man. It's the same password, by the way, Rachel. I'll come and.
Got it. No, I got it.
Oh, you're logged in? Okay.
I know. I mean, well, I was trying to get it. I mean,
No, it'll probably come up and say downloading files.
it said could not connect to host.
Alright, one sec.
Check your network settings.
One sec.
Sorry.
Double check you put the right IP number in there. So you guys have this thing. Right. So, I think probably the first step is just kind of let me know which class you want to pick, and then I will generate a character sheet for you.
All right, I'm back. So Rachel, do you want to come in here and look at the massive list to choose from, or do you have an idea?
Isn't it the one on the PDF?
It is.
That you
It
sent
is
me?
the
It is.
PDF that I linked, yeah.
Yeah, I have it up on my phone right
Oh,
now. I was
okay.
looking at it.
That's fine. I was just.
Yeah.
I didn't hit transition. Whatever.
So, here's what the book says about choosing your character. It says when you choose a playbook, that's what they call the character sheets. You're choosing a set of special abilities, which give your character ways to break the rules in special ways, and a set of XP triggers, which determine how you earn experience for your character's advancement. Every playbook represents a scoundrel at heart. The cutter has special abilities related to combat, but that doesn't mean they're the fighter of the game. Any character type can fight well. Think of your playbook as an area of focus and preference, not a unique skill set.
Okay. So is there more information about the backgrounds in the book, or?
There, yeah. So, well, first tell me which class you're going to pick, and I'll generate a sheet for you, and then we'll fill it out.
Let me reread, because I saw Whisper, is good with magic, and I was like, that's probably what I'm going to go with. But just to give up the option to Josh, again, if he wants it, I'm not, weighed down with it.
Yeah, and here's another thing.
Mhm.
Your characters tend to take a beating.
Okay.
It's not inconceivable that your character could die on a score, right?
Mhm.
like if you take 2 level 3 harms, you're dead.
Okay, so let's back up a second.
So what I'm saying is don't stress you can make a new character pretty
Yeah, yeah.
easily.
And that's
Yeah.
fine. I'm just looking at the playbook, as it's called. There's a section for insight, prowess, and resolve.
Yeah, so those are the core abilities.
Those are
right?
the core abilities. Okay.
Yeah. So when they're used in kind of 2 different ways. So the top 3 level, the top level of abilities, your insight, prowess, and resolve. Those are used for resistance rolls.
I got
So like if there's a consequence that you don't want to take, then you can take some stress, and when you roll it, it determines how much stress you end up taking, right? And then the little sub abilities, right? Those are for your action rolls, and so that's like say you wanted to, I want to bust in the room and shoot him in the face and then slam the door shut, then you would pick one of your abilities, right, to do that thing. And the rulebook says very, very explicitly that the player gets to choose which ability they use. However, the ability does need to make sense in the fiction, right? So you couldn't, bust into the room and shoot the guy in the face with your study action, because that doesn't make a lot of sense, right?
Right.
You would probably want to use something like Hunt, which is tied to shooting, or Wreck, or Prowl, but the choice of which ability you use for an action is up to you.
Okay, so let's just put me as a whisperer, and then the question I'll put to the group is: do we want to do it the uno, duo, tres, quattro?
Yeah. So yeah, Nick said his character was going to be named Quattro.
And I was like, I'll just do uno as falling in line. But
Okay, so there you go, Jonathan.
okay, there's my uno.
So the next step is to pick your special ability.
So I only get one of these, right?
Wait, hold on.
Well,
Actually, it says
I should choose a
says-
heritage first.
yeah, you should go with heritage first. Yeah. So I do have some text for the heritage. Let me paste that in here. Actually, here, let me make a screenshot.
Oh shit. More data. More data. Let me think of a good... This is like sci-fi futuristic, right?
No. This is
Oh wait, this
Steam.
is 1920s, that's right. 1920s steampunk.
yeah, like low fantasy.
Yeah.
Steampunk. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I mean, most steampunk is low fantasy. Let's see. 1920s steampunk. Images.
And yeah, you can make a character.
Yeah,
I can help. I was gonna say I can help you with the character sheets from Morecore, right? But basically, for now, they'll just be used for notes and stuff,
Right.
And
I was just using
so
it
you need
just to have a
it
token.
says, yeah, and that's perfect. And if you put your name in class, or just your name in there, it'll show, all that fun stuff. But you don't have to worry about like adding abilities or anything to your Fantasy Grounds character sheet.
Right. Let's see. I need what's the folder for this one? Portraits. Okay. Uno. All right.
Okay. So
Uno is in the house now. There you go.
that's fun. Oh, you need. Yeah, there you go.
I am.
Although, so there is a spot on your character sheet for your alias, and I'm assuming Uno is your alias,
Yeah.
unless that's your real name.
No, that's my alias. I did not see this.
So
Yeah, I'm blind to the word alias then.
oh no, alias is on the image sheet.
Yes, it is.
You can just put whatever you want your character to be called on your fantasy ground sheet.
You know, we're just gonna go.
Sorry,
on
I guess
Hicks.
Uno is fine.
Hicks, alias Uno. Let me put that in the notes.
Okay, here are the heritages for you guys to choose. And let me know when you have the class you want chosen.
So
and
what was our team, our gang affiliation?
We'll come to that. We don't need to choose yet.
Well, the gang affiliation really influences my character.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're supposed to create a character first and then, that's fine. I was just wondering.
That's what the book suggests you do. I don't think it matters all that much. The crew though is really important. So
It matters.
yeah. So and it's
Where is this heritage supposed to go on your sheet?
so if you look at the on your sheet on the images, right? There's a place for heritage, and I will circle one for you and save the image. Push it back to you.
All right, let's see.
And I want to be a lurk.
Okay. Do you have a name for your lurk?
Oh.
Or do you have an alias? Well, you can think of a name
Yeah,
if you just
either
have an
or.
alias.
And it's set in 1920. Did you say 1920?
The 1920s.
Yeah.
I want an older sounding name like Ruthie.
Nice.
I mean,
Okay.
1920s names.
Ruthie has been created.
Dorothy. There you go.
No, Ruthie.
I heard what you said.
Is that IE or with a Y?
Why?
Okay, and Ruthie. Does Ruthie have a last name?
Mm. I don't know.
She might not.
She might not. Let me think for a minute.
So in the character creation on the PDF, it has family names if you want. You can just
Oh, it
find
does?
Yeah, you can just find a family name that you like Slane or Vale or Wilker, Templeton.
Okay, Ruthie, here is your sheet.
I like Templeton.
Alright. You know, we're just going to keep it simple. Now I'll put that as my... Since you're
So
working
this is-
some other people.
Set in 1920s USA.
It's in a fantasy world.
1920s.
It's a,
Oh, it's like-
Resembling the 1920s.
So it's
It's-
like the Star Trek where they go back to the gangster planet.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get down with that actually.
Alright.
Nice.
So I've chosen my heritage. Can you push backgrounds?
you do need to tell me what you want your heritage to be.
A Koros. I am
Oh, and I
good.
and I want to be Tycheros or I don't know how to say that. Tycheros?
Tykeros.
Takaros?
Tykeros.
Hey, she's from Taikiro, okay?
I want to be
She knows how to
Severus.
say it.
That's right.
What'd you say, Josh?
I'll be Severos.
Okay, and what's your character's name?
Sunny.
Sonny Lynch.
And what class? And I'll generate a sheet for you.
Hound.
Hound. Okay.
So right now, the crew type votes. Well, if you don't count Ben, who's not here, they're tied between Bravos and Hawkers. So
Well, Rachel never
Josh,
voted.
Are you gonna? Well, okay, that's yeah. So
So what did you vote for, Nick?
well, what did you vote for? You
I
don't. You
didn't
don't
vote yet. That's why I was asking.
Well, either you're gonna vote with me or against me. Okay, so.
Well, what were the two again? Because I don't remember.
Well, so there's lots, right?
No, I'm saying the two that we had a tie on.
So that was the Hawkers. So the Hawkers actually got 2 votes. Ben voted for it, and Jonathan voted for it. I voted for Bravos. Garrett, who doesn't get a fucking vote, voted, so we don't count him.
Yeah, we don't. He doesn't count.
The other the other type, what the fuck are they? Types or whatever. Crew types are, so all the types are assassins, bravos, play a cult. There were hawkers, shadows, and smugglers. So let me see if I can. I'll just forward the poll.
The Hawkers are the Vice people, right? The purveyors of Vice.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hawkers
sir.
are vice dealers, shadows are thieves and spies, smugglers are contraband transporters.
Yeah, I mean, I got the sheet. I was just trying to.
Yeah. Okay.
So, can somebody hit the poll results? What are we looking at right now?
Should be able to click them.
Let me see.
Garrett, you circled Skovlon. I said Severos.
You motherfucker.
Hey, you didn't listen.
Try closing the sheet and reopening it.
Hey, Akoros. So now we need backgrounds for Sonny.
Polbot. Where's Polbot?
Polbot got murdered. Sorry.
Yeah, Garrett did murder it.
Okay, backgrounds. They are coming. So I think just real quick, Ruthie, did you pick a heritage?
Yeah, she picked
Am I just
Tycheros.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Tycheros. Okay. On your character sheets, if you go into drawing mode, you should be able to
Yeah.
draw on these, and then after the session, I'll come back and make them look a little less.
How do you pull those up again once you close it?
It's an image, so you should be able to open the images and see. And if you just filter by character sheet, they'll always start with character
Yeah,
sheet.
mine's empty.
Yeah, Sonny's empty.
What's wrong with yours? What do you mean?
It's a great
It's
sheet.
just empty. There's nothing there. Open it.
It's a corrupted. Remember, it's a corrupted image. If you.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. 1 minute.
I think Hawkers and Bravos both seem pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe Hawkers might be more interesting. Bravo seems kind of just straightforward fucking thuggery.
Holly is the tiebreaker.
What are the two? What are the two that I'm voting for?
So-
Sorry.
So the crew type. Bravos are
Bravos are
mercenaries and
hawkers?
thugs. They execute
let me
battles,
read them.
extortion, sabotage, and smash and grabs.
Bravos. Killers.
I want to know is why we're all not in a cult, to be honest. But
I mean, I tried it. I tried to do the cult thing first, and then it got voted down, and so I was like,
all
yeah.
right.
So I was like, I'll vote something else.
Well, so yeah, this
so-
this is the second round of voting. The original poll, you could select multiple.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So why do we use this image character sheet, and why doesn't this character sheet that's a character sheet do the same stuff?
It could, but there's not a lot of stuff really to automate on the character sheet. Once it's built, it stays the same until you level up, and then you're literally just filling out dots, right? So
Yeah,
I
I
like
just
to
wondered
use
why the built-in
ones better.
sheet didn't look nicer. Like,
Oh, because I didn't put any time into making the Fantasy Grounds character sheet look sweet.
Fantasy Grounds didn't come with a system for this.
Doesn't. No.
Well, let me get the eraser out. Erase that. Let's try again. There we go.
All right, my vote's Hawkers.
Okay.
And there you go.
So we're hawkers.
Okay. So Hawkers then.
We're at hawker.
So Nick, I made one for you for Uno
You
long
mean
time back. Do you want to
Quattro?
keep that? Or yeah, Quattro.
So that was my Bravo character. So yeah, no. I'm gonna have to start from the ground level here on this Hawker business.
You know, one thing that I was looking at was I was like, a leech would sound good for someone that's doing with vices. Or maybe you want to be a spider.
I'm gonna take a look at where would the shit.
So if you've done your background and your heritage, then the next step is to take is to assign your 4 action dots. So you already have 3 placed on the sheet based on the class that you chose.
Oh, so like the insight, the resolve, are those action dots?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And then one special ability. Got it.
Right. So the first action dot, you should put it in any action you feel reflects your character's heritage. And then you put 1 dot in any action you feel reflects your character's background. You will have to explain. And then you can assign 2 more dots anywhere you like. The only restriction is that the maximum action rating is 2. So in the end, you should have 7 total dots and none of them above 2.
Like, so for example,
Say that again. The first part you said. How many do we get, and what are the?
4.
I get. Can't go above 2. Max of 7.
Yeah.
What was that beginning? How do you pick like groups? Does inside prowess resolve? Does that matter?
So it does, yeah. So what insight, prowess, and resolve are is they're your high level abilities. You use insight, prowess, or resolve to resist rolls that you don't want to take, right? So for example, somebody tries to stab you and you're like, nah, that doesn't happen. You would use prowess to resist. So then the number of dots you have in the first column of prowess would equal the number of dice you get to roll to resist. And then you take the highest of that dice pool, right? And that's how much stress you reduce from resisting. You always take 6 stress to resist, and then you roll dice and reduce that.
So none of these look like they're conmen.
So how many do we get to pick? Is what I'm saying.
4.
So you want to you get to add
4 additional. Okay.
Yeah,
You got
get
4
to add
dots.
4. One should be tied to your heritage, 1 to your background, and then 2 more wherever you like.
And what's the point of like there's the line there for the different dots? Like once you go past the line, what is that?
So there's 2 different roles, 2 different types of roles that are based on your attributes. One is a resistance role where you want to resist a consequence, right? That you use your insight, prowess, or resolve, right? And then you would count the number of dots you have before the line, right? And that's how many resistance dice you have for for insight, prowess, or resolve. So like looking at Ruthie's character sheet for prowess, you would have 2 resistance die already. Now the ones that go horizontal, those are for actions. So like if you want to do something that might be dangerous or troublesome, then you use the horizontal line. So on Ruthie, she would have 2 dice for prowling, right? But only 1 dice for finesse and 0 dice for skirmishing.
So what does it mean to push yourself? Because I see that a lot here in the games.
Yeah. So when you go to make an action to do something, right? You can push yourself to get greater effect, right?
Oh, okay. Greater effect. Got it.
Yeah. So you might be like, here, 1 minute. Let me look it up.
And when we choose our 4 dots that we're filling in, do we have to choose before the line first, or can you choose after the line?
No, you start from the beginning. Yeah,
Okay.
Before the line. And that's actually good, because the more of those that you have before the line, the better your resistance rolls are going to be. And you'll take less stress for, not breaking your leg when you fall off the building, right?
Right. And only spraining your ankle. I read that.
Okay.
So,
Actually, there's 3 mechanical things for pushing yourself. It's not just effect, but you have to choose one of these. So you can push yourself to get an additional die on your roll, on your action roll. You can alternatively get a greater effect, right?
Right.
Or you can act despite having severe harm, which is level 3 harm.
Right.
It's attune, command, consort, and sway. I kind of get the others, but what is like attune? The fuck does that mean?
Yeah, so the world we're in is, I think the best way it can be described quickly is it's a fantasy world, like think, Forgotten Realms, right? That has been broken, right? And it broke 1,000 years ago, and it's now starting to become industrialized, right? So one of the big things in the world is death is broken, right? So when you die, you do not go to heaven, you become a ghost unless your body is burned, right? So attune is to attune to the ghost field to really do pretty much anything ghosty, right? So like an example of using it would be like, let's say, you grab one of the electric lights.
Yeah, I got it.
And the ghost is trying to take you over. Yeah, you can use
Go
it.
shit.
Yeah.
Command is obviously like leadership or boss, telling
people to do stuff. Yeah.
Connections or something.
Yeah,
Sway
that's
is
like
persuasion.
hanging out with friends and stuff. Yeah, and sway is your persuasion. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm having to circle for like my dots.
Okay. Yeah, just circle or scribble or whatever, and like I said, I'll update these after the session.
Okay, let's see. So what would you say finesse is for prowess?
Finesse is to do something with like subtle action.
Oh, like a sleight of hand or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Pickpockets, etc. Okay.
Yeah. You would not, use finesse to punch someone in the face. That's gonna be wreck.
Yeah. So if you look at my background, you'll see why I asked that. My character sheet is now up to date.
You're the underworlder.
No, but I wrote my job title.
Oh, con man.
I mean, I couldn't write confidence man with this fucking, All right, let's see.
And what is prowl again? Sorry, can you just give me another example?
Lurking.
That's like, yeah, that's
Being
like
stealthy.
sneaking, or like you might use prowl to like climb up a tower, or jump over, what do they call those things that people jump over when they're racing?
You mean the
Hurdle.
hurdles?
Hurdles, yes, those. Prowl's like like the running and jumping, but you could also potentially use wreck, right? There's definitely some overlap in between the skills.
So
And I can use one of my 4 dots to like build off of what I already have.
as long as it's not above 2 marks.
Oh, I can't go to 3?
Correct.
No.
When you
it's
level,
not a
you could go to
character
3.
creation. Yeah, when you level, you can go to 3, and then you actually have to unlock a particular
Mastery.
crew
Oh yeah.
ability to get above 3.
Right. So it says choose a close friend and choose a rival. At step 6. After.
Yep.
Is that
And
within the
so-
group? That's all I'm curious about.
So it can be. One moment. It can be anything, but they do have some guidance.
Okay.
So it says each playbook has a list of NPCs that your character knows.
Mhm.
Choose from the list one who is a close relationship,
Oh, is that the strange friends section?
and you would
So-
mark the up arrow for the close relationship, and then you need to choose another who's a rival or enemy.
You know what? Okay. I'm gonna do that. And fuck. I'll be allies with that. Okay. Does that make sense? The X's?
Yep.
Okay. And then I have to
Uh,
choose a vice. Okay.
Yeah. So, wait a minute, Nick. Did I push you a character sheet? I don't think I did. Sorry about that. What is it?
No, I
Oh, no, he's gotta make
haven't
one.
done the Playbook yet, so
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess it's good I did.
yeah. So I was thinking either leech or spider.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna go leech.
you do it, man. You be that alchemist. You be alchemist.
That will not be my name.
That's totally his alias now. Al the chemist.
What's the name?
Okay, I haven't gotten that far yet, buddy.
That's fine. I can push you a blank one, and you can just like try to draw on it, or if you
Chisel
tell
it
me
in.
now, I'll make it permanent.
So, while he's thinking about a name, under loadout, do we need to do anything with that at this moment?
No.
Okay.
The way items work in the game is all of those items that you see on your character sheet are items that your character has.
Gotcha.
You do not carry them all with you all
Right.
the time,
Yeah.
and when you need one, you mark one of them off up to the amount of a load that you've chosen for the score that you're on. Right.
And that
So you
includes
might,
like the climbing gear, the burglary
Oh
gear.
yeah. So
Now-
you might, find you need climbing gear, and you can just say, "Yeah, I have climbing gear," and you mark it off. And
Now, for
We-
demolition
we-
tools and climbing gear, I see that there's 2 squares bracketed together. Does that mean it takes 2 to use that?
yes,
Okay, that's fine. Just curious. All right. Now to actually choose a fucking. Oh, I see.
so yeah, there's vices to choose from.
Whoops. Let me go to the eraser here.
So vices are important because they help you reduce stress, and stress is basically the currency that you have to break the rules, right?
Right. There we go.
So it's good to have a vice that you can kind of resonate with your character.
I mean, my
because
character,
you'll probably
that's
be using it quite a bit.
right there.
Oh, you're into the weird.
I'm a whisperer, so yes.
You experiment with strange essences.
Yeah.
Consort
I mean-
with rogue spirits.
I mean, you read my special abilities.
Oh, you went with Iron Will.
Yeah.
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it makes sense
Not
from.
gonna get possessed easily.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah, dude, you got 4 resistance dice for resolve, which
Yes.
is quite good.
Yes. Now, what's an example of a devil's bargain?
So a devil's bargain is, let's say you want to do something, right? Like you want to attune with the spirit in the room, right? To make him, not hostile or something, right?
Right.
A devil's bargain is, basically you get an additional dice if you take the bargain, right?
Mhm.
On your roll, but the bargain carries some consequence, carries some twist. Anybody can offer a devil's bargain, right? So it doesn't have to come from me. I don't need to approve it, right? But a devil's bargain should, so like to attune to the ghost, it might be, well, okay, the devil's bargain might be, well, when you attune to the ghost, no matter what happens, whether you succeed or fail, the ghost is going to remember you and continue to follow your character around, right? And if you say, okay, that sounds like a good bargain to me, you can take it and you'll get an additional die on your action roll.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I think my character is done. Let me go check on Rachel.
I'm coming along.
I was just going to give you help if you need it.
I was going to say, I think you still have a few one thing to do there, Jonathan. You need to define your look.
Oh, yeah, let me go back to that.
Do they have a list of looks?
They do.
Okay.
Well, we'll put this down first. You ready to be amazed? Boom.
Man. Okay.
That's the very first one. He goes, man, woman, ambiguous, concealed. Oh, come on.
So let's see. Just looking around.
10.
Looks like Sonny, you are pretty close to done there. You still got to pick your special ability and your friends. Nick, did you have a name?
Do you only get one? How does the friends and the ability work? What's that?
You get one special ability,
There's his name.
and then your friends. You pick one that's your friend and one that is an enemy. And those should
Up his friend, down his enemy.
So one up arrow, one down arrow.
up his friend. Yeah, up his friend and down his enemy. Yeah. Nick, did you have a name for?
He typed it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Don't be racist, dude, against my name. Also, so what do I choose next? Sorry, I'm a bit behind from everybody else,
You choose a.
especially Jonathan, who's like done.
Did you choose a playbook? Oh, right,
Yeah.
that's right. You chose Leech.
Yeah, Leech.
So then you'll pick a heritage.
Okay, so I think
What country you want to be from?
yeah, so I'm definitely going to be considered foreign, so I want to be from the desert kingdom of Eruvia.
I'm
Eruvia, Egypt. I'm from actually Ethiopia.
I am
I'm sorry.
trying
Eruvia.
so hard with this thing.
Okay.
What
And
else
then
do I need to choose?
your background.
Ah, shit.
There's a image for backgrounds.
I see it. Okay.
Garrett, I want you to know how hard I'm struggling to write this word for you.
So we are merchants, right? In some sense.
We're hawkers, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I work for the underworld.
Probably dealers might be more appropriate, but
Yeah.
yeah, I guess
We got your
merchants.
fix.
Yeah. Merchants, that's the ticket.
Why, yes, we have your fix wherever you might have a need.
So,
Yeah, so there's a lot of specific stuff in here.
Well, so you could think of a title that fits like that genre. Like you could choose trade, and then be like, underworld, shop owner or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Like I chose con man, but I'm part of the underworld because I'm not a street urchin. I grew up on the streets.
Yeah, I am a chemist.
Yeah,
So
see, you're a chemist.
academic, maybe.
Byron.
No, I think
No, it's a trade.
Right? Skilled
'cause-
craftsperson.
Like an apothecary or
So your background would be labor or academic.
What? Why not trade?
he's a skilled craftsperson, a skilled person
So
making.
trade. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Not trade because I didn't see trade.
I mean, so academic might fit. Okay, so I see. When it says a student of Doscobal Academy, that's just a for instance. Okay,
Right.
gotcha. I think I like trade. I think I am a chemist.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a skilled
Probably
craftsman.
most likely of some illegal substances.
Okay. So yeah, then you would want to pick your vice. This is what you would, what you use to relax.
So is there a list of those, or I'm just like
Yes.
choking prostitutes or whatever is fine?
There's faith, gambling, luxury, obligation, pleasure, stupor, weird.
Yeah.
Is that a telegram or something?
No, it's on your character sheet. But if you want to know,
Yeah,
what
it's on the sheets, and it's the same for all the sheets. So you can look at another one,
Okay.
or I'll just push this one to you now, and then I'll fill it out later.
But here you go, Nick, for the vices in a paragraph about them.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
Be right back.
Ah. Duper. Wowzers. Getting beaten to a pulp in the fighting pits.
That's what you're into.
No. Yeah, this is like conjuring up images of like Deer Hunter, where I'm in an underground Russian roulette syndicate or something.
That I think that's what it's supposed to do. Yeah. I mean, it seems to me you might be.
So what is the
in
difference here
pleasure
between the
or
items and the
gambling,
load?
but, yeah.
Because you have like items
Yeah.
and items, and then in load you have more items. Or to the right, where it says blade or two, throwing knives.
Yeah,
blah,
so-
blah, blah.
That is one of the most confusing parts of the character sheet. Those are all items. They're all the same, even though some are under items and then they have load over there. But it's all under that one heading. The way items work is when we go on a score, right? You pick your load before the score, right? And your load before the score kind of defines how your character looks, like maybe how like suspicious he is, like heavy is, like you're going in there all kitted up, Then when we are on the score, when we're literally in the action, you can pull any of those items out, right? up to the amount of load that you have, right? So let's say, you pulled out a large rifle earlier. Now and you picked light load at the beginning, then you would only have one item slot left, right? For this score. But yeah, if you need something and you have enough load to have it, then you just have it, right? So you may not know at the beginning of the score that you're going to have to scale a wall, but when you get there, you can say, hey,
So you
like
don't
normal load,
you
so
don't-
I can take some climbing gear, and here I have it. Yeah. So yeah. So you don't really have to worry about that stuff until we get into the scores and stuff. Yeah.
So if I choose a vice, what do I have to choose here? Do I just tell you, oh, it's weird,
That's enough.
or do I tell you like what it is?
So it says, every scoundrel is enthralled to some vice or another, which they indulge to deal with stress. Choose a vice from the list, describe it on the line above with specific. Yeah, you should describe it. So yeah.
So I think, Garrett, the trick is that the things that are under the items and not just the load is that the load stuff everyone has access to, and the things in the items are unique to your class.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
You might be right. Yeah.
But they probably do
Right,
count
yeah.
against your load, right?
Well, they
They
do,
do,
right?
yeah.
Those are things that only you can pull out, right? The shit on the right, everyone can pull out. The
Right.
shit under items is part of your jam.
Right.
So you have access to items that are sort of class items or whatever.
Yeah, makes sense. You can always acquire an item as a part of downtime. Like if you wanted, for whatever reason, to go get
Have a new item be available, right?
yeah, like if we wanted everyone to have electroplasmic ammunition, right, available to them during downtime, you could use one of your downtime actions to try to acquire that. So everybody can basically have anything, but yeah, these are ones that your classes just kind of has.
All right.
So sorry, Nick, you said you were going with weird vice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything specific there?
Yeah. So I think old Tibebu.
The taboo.
That is Tibebu.
Bebu, yes.
Tibebu.
Tomato,
Call me
tomato,
Bebu.
yes.
You can call me Bebu.
Bebu.
I think he so maybe I hope I'm getting the spirit of this right, but so he has a weird thing where he has sort of like a ritual where he has to completely shave his entire body and keep it that way. For what reason? Who knows?
Perfect.
So mine is consorting with Ghost, by the way, Garrett.
Okay.
I'll write that on the sheet.
Quote unquote consorting. You dirty bastard.
Hey, they need loving too.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I could see how this game could get really fucked up like pretty quick because it took me a while to find a vice that wasn't gonna just be not.
Completely detrimental to your character.
All right.
No, I mean just kind of fucked up because I don't know. I thought of a lot of fucked up ones first.
Yeah, there is a warning that this game is bad for groups that murder hobo.
Okay, I have one quick question. It says choose the vice and then describe it on the line above with the specific details and name and location. So I guess I'm confused. Where you
So,
find
If
the
you
name and
chose,
location?
so I chose weird, and so I then chose that I would consort with Ghost. So, like faith is you go to the like a
So yes, but the location, we will get to that.
Okay.
Basically, there's lots of different places in Dustfall, which is a city we're all in. And what they're wanting is like you need to like identify a particular person, NPC, that is your vice dealer, right? But we will get to that when we do our first downtime, right? Because you don't really need to choose right now.
Okay. So as long as I have a vice, I don't need a purveyor.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll come to that when you guys want to use your vice for the first time. That's when we'll define who it is that you are going to get your vice from.
Got it. Okay.
I mean, maybe it's one of my strange friends, Garrett. You don't know.
I mean, it could be one of your strange friends. That's possible. One of your friends is Skurlock. That's interesting.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, you don't know who Skurlock is.
No, I don't, but I'm just saying.
You will know who Skurlock is because he's your friend.
He is my friend. All right. Let me know if you can't read any of the look stuff, and I can add that to like the notes.
Yeah. Anything you want to make sure I get exactly right, add to the notes.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
Looks.
tell me, because I'm taking notes now, and I will do it.
So I'm a man. I'm affable. I'm wiry.
Wiry, and you wear a suit and tie with suspenders.
Exactly. See, you got it
Okay.
just right.
Hey, your writing is perfect.
I look just like I do in the picture, buddy.
Okay, so it looks like almost everybody is ready. Nick is still working on his. So Nick, for the rest of this, just draw on your sheet, and I will make it official once.
I think
like
we need to unlock
next session.
Oh, never mind. I see draw.
Yeah. So
Okay, so what's next? I pick.
next step for you is to pick your. You already did heritage. You did background.
One spectral ability.
Yeah, you need to do your actions. So you would assign one action dot that ties to your heritage, one action dot that ties to your background, and then two more action dots that they just go wherever you want. You cannot exceed 2 total action dots in any one action ability.
And so that's the insight, prowess, and resolve things.
Yes.
So insight, prowess, and resolve, those are your attributes. They're used for resistance rolls, right? So the number of dots you have in the first column is how many dice you have for a resistance roll of that attribute, right? So just looking at your sheet now, you would have 1 die for insight, 1 die for prowess, right? For resistance. And then the horizontal ones, those are your actions. And you can have up to 2 at character creation in any one action. So like you could not add another dot to tinker.
Okay.
But yeah, you want to assign 4 total.
So how do I know how many dots I have in my abilities in insight, prowess, and resolve? I just see 4, 6.
So it's the first column. You see how there's like that first column and then the line and then the rest of them. However many dots you have in that first column is how many resistance die you have with that attribute.
Okay. So if I start adding things, I build up. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, your resistance, you can only ever have 1 resistance, but you can up the dots to have more skill in that.
So right now I have 3 dots, and that comes from my
From your class.
playbook.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not a class.
Sorry,
It's a-
playbook. Yes, yes. It does say character sheet. Sorry.
because a class would be right out. Okay,
Right out
so
copy.
but I add 7 more dots. Is that
Right, but what?
No,
you add 4 more
You
dots
add 4 more
for a total of
for
7.
a total of 7.
One's tied
Yeah.
to your background, one's tied to your heritage, and then the other ones you. So just pick ones two of the four would pick that you think would tie to your background and heritage, and then the other two are just whatevs.
Okay.
Right. So
Okay.
for being an alchemist, maybe you know are very skirmish, or you survey or study.
Right.
It just has to make sense.
And since I have no idea what any of these actions are, I
Well,
can sort of just guess.
yeah, and that's how they're used. Like when we actually roll actions, you're just guessing then it as well. So it's yeah,
Okay. Down
but
with
it's also kind of the flavor of your character, right? Like you might put action dots in, skirmishing or wrecking if you're, an ass kicker, or like Jonathan was saying, you might put them in study and tinker if you're a thinker instead, right? Hunt is shooting guns and hunting down things.
Like
Yeah, okay.
tracking.
that. Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, some of these action words are kind of like
Oh fuck!
they could be.
I'm reading some of the special abilities of Leech,
I
and Venomous is like insane.
that's pretty silly.
That's why I got to keep shaved.
Right, you can squeeze out that venom.
It's through his skin, saliva, or he exhales it as vapor. I mean, he chooses.
Yeah, but you got to take stress to do it. Which
I know.
that's not a great special ability. There's a lot of ways to burn stress already. So yeah, it's interesting.
It is. So if we were to get like enough ability points for the special ability to choose veteran, we could choose a special ability from another
playbook. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how often do you get special ability, points?
When you get a advance.
Okay. And
So
gotcha.
that's like basically when you level up.
Yeah.
Right. There aren't levels so much.
I know
but,
you advance your character.
Yeah.
Sorry, you advance the playbook.
So yeah. So if you want more special abilities, then you advance the playbook, right? And if you look over there near your insight, prowess, resolve stuff, all those little flags for playbook. Once you fill up all those flags, then you can take an advance. Each one of those flags is 1 XP, right?
That's
So,
1,
like-
2, 3, 4,
So
7.
like on average, it should be 9, I think, for
It says 8.
8.
Some kind of
Yeah,
rank.
okay. But
Yeah.
what's it? Like down on your character sheet down there, there's your
Mhm.
XP triggers, right? So like if there was a really crazy score, right? Maybe you roll like 4 or 5 desperate actions, right? You can take up to 2 of those as XP, right? So for each one of those XP triggers, you can earn up to 2 XP for each trigger, but no more, even if you do it more, right? So, like for your whisper, Jonathan, you may have done like 3 or 4 desperate action rolls, but you would still only get 2 XP.
Right.
And then you may have, one of those desperate action rolls may have been you challenging something with your knowledge or arcane power that would give you 1 XP, right?
Mhm.
And so on. And you can get up to 2 in each category, right? So
Gotcha.
I guess maximum you can get 8 XP in a score, 1 score.
Right.
But probably won't get that many. And also scores, like, I don't think they're gonna end up taking hours and hours to resolve. So we'll probably kind of roll through the scores fairly quickly.
So I also see there's flags above, for example, resolve, prowess, and insight.
Right. So when you get an XP,
Mhm.
you can choose to put it in your playbook or into your attributes. Right.
So what happens if I add it to the attribute?
Well, then when you fill up all those flags, you get 1 more attribute.
I get another point. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Okay, so I'm gonna, since we're almost done with characters, I'm gonna start making our Hawker sheet. Oh, and I've got a couple more things to share with you. 1 second. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da. Here's a rules reference. Probably would have helped a lot if I just shared that earlier. And then this is for, these are the downtime rules. And I am making your crew sheet now. I don't expect you'll actually be able to do this, but what's the name of the crew?
Seriously?
Head fighters.
Head fighters it is.
Head fighters.
I mean, we're vice dealers, so, you know, we're fighting the head.
How does it feel, Garrett?
Yes, dance monkey.
Okay, so you are the head fighter. I'm gonna push this out so that you guys can look at it, and then I'm gonna go take a wee, and I'll be right back.
How about literally the mob?
The mob.
Oh, I've already written down head fighters. Sorry.
The head syndicate. Let's do that instead of fighters.
And you thought you were annoying me with it. I actually thought it was really sweet. That's so. Joke's on you. I was hoping I probably shouldn't have revealed that. Okay. Where is it? Here we are. So the crew sheet belongs to everyone. You all get a say in what gets put on here and how it's created, how it's leveled up.
All right, so let me read the
Yep.
downtime heat.
Well, you guys are looking at that. Basically, it's a lot like creating a character.
Fuck. How would we reduce the heat?
You reduce heat by
No, I'm saying it says you need to announce how to reduce the heat. And roll an action to reduce the heat according to the result.
well, yeah. What actually happens in the game? Yes, you get to say. But
well, we go kill Bob.
Mechanically, he's just rolling dice. So, yeah.
So on my character sheet, under special abilities, there's a bunch of stuff.
You pick one.
Pick one. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then clever friends, items.
So under friends, there'll be one up and one down. Up meaning that you're like true friends with them. Down meaning they're a rival.
You guys are in a district of the city called Crow's Foot. So after picking your crew type, the next choice is to pick your reputation and lair. Here, let me just push an image to you.
A reputation and a lair.
Yep. So I just push that, and like I said, I'm gonna go have a quick wee. I'll be back.
Quickly.
Quick wee. Oh. Don't we also pick like a special ability?
You have one. You can up in your special ability. You
No,
can
no,
pick
no.
one.
I'm talking about it on the Hawker's sheet.
Oh, I don't know.
There's literally says special abilities. I think as a group we
Probably.
should probably pick one. You're not talking, Rachel.
Sorry, where's the list of reputations?
Of reputations?
Yeah, because don't we choose one?
It's in Telegram.
Oh, got it. Thank you.
Not a problem. So we choose one of the following, or we can create our own. A half-sunken grotto in the city's maze-like underground canals. A small abandoned house at the end of a dark lane. Abandoned watchtower atop an ancient crumbling wall. A rickety tin-roof shack perched on a rooftop. The unassuming back rooms of a merchant shop. A junked rail car. And I'm staring at Tibulu. Because it's rusted in place on its old, overgrown tracks. Reminds me of someone's parents' house.
Well, that man is long gone.
Yes.
And I'm back.
Wait a minute, we're still thinking. We can be ambitious, brutal, daring, honorable, professional, savvy, subtle, strange.
So under items, do I choose any items or do I just have
When
them?
we go out.
When you go out, you basically can pick up to, like, so you see how the load says 3 light, 5 normal, 6 heavy. So you don't actually have any items. You just pick whether you're light, normal, or heavy. And then when you're on the job, you can actually just pull it out of your butthole, one of those items, up to your load limit.
Okay.
Or while you're on the job, you can pick an item and then push your load limit up, I believe.
No.
No, it's
Your load limit does not change. You
does
pick a
not change.
beginning, and that's how much stuff you can carry, basically.
Oh,
Okay,
then
so I think I'm done with my character.
let me fix that.
Nice.
So, since we're vice dealers, wouldn't something like savvy or even professional, like, kind of go with that? Like, where we're, I don't know. Just a thought. I like savvy.
I mean, I'm up for savvy.
So the way this will interact is, if you look at the crew sheet, in the crew XP triggers, right?
Crew XP triggers, okay.
Yeah. So one of those is if you bolster your crew's reputation
Or develop a new
or
one.
develop a new one, then you would get a crew XP. So, so the choice of what your reputation is kind of like how do you guys think you want the crew to behave, to like resolve things, right? Like, if you're gonna be ambitious, then you want to be, challenging people that are stronger than you and trying to, claw your way out of the terribly gross, dusty streets of Dustfall, right? Or if you pick brutal, then, going and beating up a whole bunch of people actually gives you crew XP, so it's good.
So,
And it's not saying that you can't do the other things, just
So,
which one do you want to have it trigger XP for your crew?
no,
so
we,
can you give me an example then of savvy? Like, I guess then, like, what would you be doing that would trigger that to bolster your savviness?
Your savvy, maybe that would be doing something like a, switcheroo. What's it? maybe gosh, I don't know what makes you savvy. Does anybody have any
Well,
any
savvy is
thoughts
kind
on
of
that?
almost like streetwise if we're talking about like a gang. So maybe something like, you know, setting somebody up or something.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I even think of it as like, you make a good deal or something because we're vice dealers. Like,
Or
you're
the ability to
able
make good judgments. Like, we probably shouldn't deal with Bob because Bob, he never pays.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% agree. And when it comes to leveling up, like it basically just comes down to a judgment call whether you did that thing or not. Like there are no hard rules there. So, yeah, it's more feely than mechanical, kind of determination. So yeah, I mean, I think like what Nick said, if you're beating your street gangy selves, like, yeah, sure, that's savvy, as long as we all agree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How about you there, Sonny?
What about me? What?
What is your vote on our reputation?
I'm gonna start making Telegram polls, so you guys don't get distracted.
Reliable, maybe, or what? Do we have to pick from a set?
Yeah, so ambitious, brutal, daring, honorable, professional, savvy, subtle, strange.
So I kind of like savvy.
Yeah,
I like savvy or
Yeah.
professional. Savvy or professional.
I'm all for savvy.
Yeah, let's do savvy.
There you go. Written.
Nice. I was gonna write that.
Yeah, that's savvy.
Just save you the.
Obviously.
There's two
Yeah.
V's.
Okay, we are savvy.
Cool.
The next choice is the lair.
Yeah.
So to pick your lair, they give you some
Examples.
some examples you could use, but you can always pick something else.
Is there?
Your lair can. Go ahead.
It said in the Telegram image you posted to look at page 254. Can you show us an image of Duskfall?
Oh, sure.
So we could potentially.
Because it's saying we should, think about, are you
Yeah.
putting it in like a poor area or a wealthy area?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me give you a little. So you are in Crow's Foot.
Oh, so
You
that's
can
where we
hear-
start. Okay.
Yeah. You can hear the railroad choo-chooing.
So we're in Crow's Foot.
And let me explain Crow's Foot to you.
So our choice of layers kind of suck.
Yeah. So we're in the railroad district.
You
What?
can pick whatever you want.
I'm just saying,
We can create one if we don't like any of them. That's what he's saying. I mean, it could be, in a merchant shop, just saying.
or the junked rail car.
That's
Actually, sounds pretty good.
yeah, that's what I was saying. What do you guys say?
I like either of those two.
I mean, is it just one car, or do we have like a series of cars?
So your gang is tier 0 right now, so it's not very impressive. So just one car, unfortunately.
Eventually we can move the whole train locomotive there.
So the crew sheet levels up just like your characters.
I know. We're just
So-
making a joke.
Your gang will get stronger. Just right now, it's not very.
All right, so we're saying the rusted train car, unless you have a objection there, Josh.
All right.
Everybody get your tetanus shot before getting on.
Okay. That is duly recorded. Are you gonna write it for me?
Yeah. I'm fighting this thing so hard.
And do just like with our sheet, do we only get to choose one special ability?
Yes.
That's right. But next one is to establish your hunting grounds.
Right.
So it says this is an area that you usually target for your scores, and you know it very well.
Is this based on the map where it says lair, surplus, caches, etc.? Or is this...
No,
No. Okay.
not tied to that. No. What's it? It does not. Your hunting grounds don't need to be the same place where your lair is.
So is the rusted train car like actually suggested, or are we just doing that in homage to Nick's family who lives in a car?
I was doing it in homage to Nick's. It is one of the actual suggested
It is
ones.
one of the ones listed.
I'll read you the. I'll read you the ones again. A half-sunken grotto.
No, say no more. Rusted train car is all I needed to hear.
Okay. Okay. So hunting grounds.
I mean, really, there is no other choice if rusted train car is one of the options.
Exactly. So does it have like a good example, Garrett, for hunting grounds?
I mean, I guess just one of the areas like Brighton.
Yeah, one of the areas.
Oh, one of these. Okay.
Area.
So where do
Yeah,
we
so-
usually hawk our wares?
Yeah. So.
Where's the nightlife? Is night market like? Where's the fucking Where's the bar scene and shit at?
Yeah.
Okay, so bar scene is definitely in Crowsfoot.
We
There's a
can't
lot of
shit
bars.
where we eat.
Yeah. Don't
Right,
shit where
there's
you
a-
eat.
Well, I mean, you can, but anyway, you don't have to. There's also a lot of bars in the docks, right? And then there's like some really
I think the
high end
docks,
stuff.
because
It's right there.
if we're also a dealer, we probably know smugglers that bring in product and shit. Like, you know, there's probably hijinks and, you know, loads of cocaine to be seized at the docks, as well as selling to the fucking stevedores.
So where on this would we put our hunting grounds?
Yeah, so it's a small area. It could be anywhere. It's basically just like a city block at this
No.
point.
I'm saying on our hawker's sheet.
Oh yeah, where is there a place?
That's what I'm saying. I don't see a spot.
Huh. Yeah.
I see
there's
sales
no place.
territory, but I don't see like.
Oh, maybe. Well, yeah, that's it. Sorry.
Okay,
That's basically the same thing. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The docks. I swear this pen hates me.
So it says sale, supply, show, force, socialize. Does that mean that we do all of those in the docks?
You can do any of those at the docks, and you will get an additional bonus if you do it there. Yeah.
Got it.
Uh,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so now Nick, we now choose a special ability.
Well, hold on. We ain't quite there yet.
I'm looking at the crew, and it says crew creation. Choose a cruise type.
Well, there's something more with the hunting grounds. So since you picked the docks, that means you pissed off, you are in the area of one of the other factions.
Good. Fuck them.
Yeah. So your
No,
crew
no,
are.
What was that, Nick?
I was saying no. Let's give them one coin.
Yeah, one coin. Get the fuck out of here.
Yes, give them one coin. They leave us alone. We build up our base before we say fuck. We can fuck them later. Fuck them all you want.
Oh, 1 second. I think your character should have some coin already.
Well, while you look that up, the citizenry owns the docks.
Oh, then fuck them.
They're not part of the underworld, the institutions, the fringe. You know, this might have been nice to have before we picked a place, but okay.
But it says the docks has 2 next to it. What
It's
does that
tier
mean?
2, and it's a strong holding of the citizenry.
Okay, so every character starts with 2 coin, as well as the crew sheet.
Yeah.
So,
Grab my character sheet.
yeah, I think I read that we can either tell them to go fuck themselves.
Right.
We can give
Yes.
them 1 coin and they just leave us alone, or we can give them 2 coins and we get like +1 reputation.
Right. Or you don't. Yeah. If you don't pay them, then they will get madder at you. This the faction that you are having to negotiate with is the Dockers.
The Dockers. Now, I am correct in saying that under hold, if it's S, it's strong, and W means weak, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So the Dockers have a stronghold on their district, and
You don't say.
and they are tier 3 gang. You guys are a tier 0 gang.
So it sounds like we need to pay them.
Well, it says the Dockers are tier 2.
No, it says the docks are 2, but dockers are 3.
Where does it say the Dockers?
Under labor and
Labor.
trade.
Oh,
Trade.
under labor. Got it. Okay. Tier 3 there. Gotcha. All right, well, I guess we're paying them a coin.
Well, wait. They just say, "Hey, you pay us." I mean, and how many? All of these? Like, because it seems like a lot of them wouldn't overlap with us.
No. So the Dockers own the docks, and in that sheet that Garrett shared,
Oh, okay,
it says
right. So
pay
it's
them
their
off
curve.
1
I gotcha.
coin, giving you room to work.
Okay, right. They gets the vig. You give them a piece of the action.
Right.
And when we give them 1 coin, is that 1 coin of everything we make, or is it just one of our coins just to start off with, and we're good to go after that?
You're good to go until you have to deal with them again.
You bouncing a ball there, buddy?
Mm.
Oh, sorry, that was a pencil.
That's a coin from the.
I took a coin from the Hawker's crew sheet.
Yeah, or it can come from your character sheet if you prefer to leave the coin in your crew sheet. It's up to you.
All right. So, what are our coins used for?
Where's the coin in our crew sheet? I don't see where that is on the.
At the bottom,
Where is the money?
right there.
Ah,
Do we-
gotcha. So, coin is just like a checkbox. Huh? Just 4 coins or what? That's weird.
Yes. So coin are they're abstracted, right?
Oh, you use a coin to level up the crew, don't you?
Yeah, you use coin to level up your crew. You also use coin to put in your stash for your retirement. So, like, if the scoundrel retires with 40 coin, then he's retiring rich, right? And less than that is not so good.
So I'm willing to pay the coin as the Whisperer,
Yeah, if
So
you
that
pay
the-
the coin, then the
so that the crew
would still
doesn't have to take
2,
the hit.
Yeah.
All right, I will update my character sheet, but
So now if you because the docks is your what do they call it for this one, your sales territory, you get an additional die for doing any gather information rolls there, and if you're
Downtime
doing an
activity.
operation in the docks, you'll get 1 additional downtime activity after you do your thing.
okay. And then there's stuff about acquiring turf.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So, are we now to the point about the special ability?
God damn it.
And can we just pick a special ability already?
Yeah. I mean, come on. Come on.
Yes, you can choose your special ability.
Okay. So, what do you guys feel like? It says if you can't choose the first one.
Yeah, they said it's the first one for a reason, because it's generally pretty good. And then what's it? They also say it's important to it's important to pick a special ability that everyone is excited about.
I like the good stuff or Ghost Market.
I was thinking Ghost Market.
I mean, we got a whole untapped fucking I don't know what ghosts pay with, but I mean, can't be everybody selling to the ghosts.
I mean, what do we even sell?
Vices.
Just okay.
I think probably we can make up a drug, or we can
Yeah.
also say that we're in on casinos. Like, I think any kind of vice, right? We're like the mafia in Vegas, right? Probably hookers, drugs,
Yeah.
gambling, all those.
Give me a minute. I got a list of drugs for you.
So
Oh.
we're gonna sell ghost hookers.
Or we could be selling
Well-
ghost drugs,
Or maybe we make some ecto fucking drug and get the fucking ghosts all janked up, dude.
You're our alchemist, buddy. You're supposed to be working on the new stuff.
Something to get ghosts turned.
I can talk to them, but you need to make the stuff to get them hooked.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
I mean, that's an untapped resource right there.
That's what I'm saying, man.
So what do you guys feel like?
So have you considered that if we do this, we're gonna have a shitload of ghost junkies trying to rob us all the time?
Well, I mean,
Mm.
we'll have a shit ton of junkies no matter what. And there's already a shit ton of ghosts. So why not just consolidate into ghost junkies?
I mean,
Just one enemy, okay.
no, you got to look at it. We're double dipping because we get them in the real life and then we get them in the afterlife.
Oh yeah.
They can't escape from the juice.
All right, here's the list of drugs in Telegram.
Also, patron is kind of interesting to me.
Okay.
I mean, we get to choose abilities as we level up, right?
Yeah, as we and the crew level up
Mm-hmm.
or advance. Yeah.
You will.
So
Yeah.
I guess if we're going by the excitement level, I mean, Ghost Market seems to have won that.
Okay.
Um,
Any
yeah.
objection there, Rachel?
No. I mean, no, I like Ghost Market.
Okay.
So I do have to ask. So if you're taking Ghost Market,
Oh yeah, they don't pay any coin. What do they pay with?
yeah,
I mean, who the fuck knows?
I mean, they pay with their
Services.
so. I mean, maybe they pay with themselves. Ghosts are just like echoes of memories. I mean, maybe we have some kind of like crazy, like memory drug that we can harvest from them somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Bob Ghost, man, we make a new product out of fucking ghost memories or ghost stuff.
okay. So we're gonna call this dream shit.
Let's give it a good name instead of dream
Yeah,
shit.
let's get away with the shit part.
Listen, the head fighters, if nothing, come up with good names. Okay.
Let's see. Is it the memories of Ghost? What are we extracting from Ghost? I know we're saying
I was just thinking like,
So ghosts are full of something called electroplasm. Electroplasm is very important in the setting because it drives the lightning barriers, the electric lights. Like a lot of some machines are, electroplasmic. You can get electroplasmic ammo. So
yeah, but they're also full of memories.
yeah,
That's what we steal.
and terror. But the electroplasm would fit quite well into the setting.
So
You're
maybe
saying if they pay with electroplasm?
Right.
I'm just trying to think of a good, like you have Coke for cocaine. I'm just trying to give us a good street name.
Slipstream.
What's that?
Slipstream.
Slipstream. Okay. You got the stream.
There is a drug already in the setting called Spark, which is a measure of raw electroplasm blended with seawater.
No.
The
See,
user feels empowered and emits a mild
But
electrical
wouldn't
energy.
couldn't we create Spark from what we're getting? 'Cause
Yes.
But-
So we sell
Yeah.
Slipstream
And
to
that's
ghosts,
great.
we make spark out of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
so we get the stream to make Spark. Yeah.
And do other things with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just writing down that the ghost pay with electroplasm. You use it to make spark and other things.
And extract memories.
And extract memories.
Thank you, Holly, for not shitting all over my memory drug idea.
No, I
No,
like
no,
it.
we're good.
I'm
Appreciate
here
that.
for it.
Hey, how else are we going to get rich? You know, the ghost selling us their dreams. We can, you know, hey, go check behind this, you know, fucking couch. It's where I hid all my money.
Yeah, and they could probably go and do like
They go,
recon. I mean, there's all kinds of fucking advantage to having a bunch of hooked ghosts.
And
Exactly.
here's the thing. You can get people hooked on the spark because the user feels empowered, okay, and emits mild electrical energy. Then you send them to go do something. They find something out and die. Then they become a ghost. And that information,
More
you send them over there. Like,
Yeah.
God
I mean,
damn
it's
it.
great.
I told
Just
you,
drinking my game.
no, I told you it's a never-ending customer because we got them in the living and we got them in the fucking dead.
Yeah. Can't be a scoundrel unless you got a scam. Yeah.
We got the scam. We never lose clientele.
Exactly.
We just changed products.
Exactly. Or I go, well, we got you hooked with this. We got you this, Mr. Ghost.
Okay, so now that we have chosen the special ability,
Yep. Now we need to pick contacts, don't we? Or crew upgrades.
crew upgrades, yeah. So upgrades are valuable assets that help the crew in some way,
All right, let's
like
see.
a boat or a gang.
So our choices of crew upgrades are the rigging, iron hook contacts, which is a tier 1 in prison, elite rooks, elite thugs, and
So,
is composed that we have to have
thugs.
3 of those.
So, well, it's a little confusing. So, these are crew upgrades.
Yeah.
All of this stuff is crew upgrades, and
Oh,
also this stuff.
oh, fuck.
So,
But some of
they
these
are
have
all
like,
over the place.
okay, but
Yeah.
So a rook is a con artist, spy, or socialite. A thug is just a thug. Killers, brawlers, and roustabouts.
So, so for the rooks and thugs there, so those are, what's it, consorts.
Mhm. You mean
or sorry,
cohorts?
cohorts, yeah. And so based on the tier of your gang, that defines the number of those that you have. And then each one of those has a quality. So if you have elite thugs, that means that you would have good quality thugs. The quality defines how much effect that you would have if you were to use them to do something, right? So like if you sent your thugs to go bust up a shop storefront window, right? Since they're elite, if you take that crew upgrade, they would have a greater effect, right? So instead of just getting the standard normal effect, they would get great effect, meaning that they would bust that shit up quite well.
Since we're savvy, like would elite rooks go better with the savvy, or would it be better for us to like do the savvy stuff and then send our thugs, like elite thugs, to go do something? So it's not really like us doing it; it's the thugs doing it, so we can still be savvy. I don't know.
A couple other things you might want to consider when you're, deciding which crew upgrades you want to take here, is things like the vault. Right now, your crew can only hold up to 4 coin. Anything above 4 coin, you need to spend before you do another score, or you need to store it on your characters, and your characters can also only store 4 coin. Right, so vault's something that I think you might want to take it kind of early, and then the quality upgrades. Right, so the quality upgrades apply to all the items that you use. So, like, if you were to take the quality upgrade for tools, that means everybody in the crew would have higher quality tools. Meaning, when you use some kind of tool, you would get greater effect. So, like the upgrades under your, in the Hawker's box are kind of tempting, but those other ones
Gotcha.
are also really powerful. So,
Noted. Okay. And how many do we get to choose?
1.
nope.
No?
It's not just one.
How many is it?
It is 2.
2. Okay. So assign
You-
crew upgrades.
Yes.
Well,
And
it
you-
sounded
you-
like Vault was heavily suggested.
Yeah, and you already
yeah,
have.
I mean that's like so boring though. Let's do something cool. We don't have any money.
Yeah, we have 2 coins. I can hold 3 coins, people, because I gave up one of mine to pay off the dockers. Just saying.
You already have 2 selected, right? So you have secure, which means that your lair, your rusty train car,
Has
has
locks, alarms, traps.
alarms, traps. Yep. And you can upgrade that again to make it even fucking stronger.
Yeah, because it makes it stronger against Ghost.
Right. Which, I mean, considering what you guys are into, that might be nice. I don't know. And then also you have resolve already.
Yeah, so we gain 2 experience instead of 1 when we use our resolve during downtime.
Mm-hmm. Which is good, quite good actually. So, anyway, but yeah, you get to pick 2 more, not just 1.
I mean, wouldn't we want a boathouse, guys? On the docks.
So we can have a
Like-
boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually is not a bad idea.
I mean, if we're shipping to the docks, or, like, hawking our wares at the docks. I mean, I'm
Like a
just throwing
boat's
it out
also a viable escape plan too.
there. Exactly.
Sometimes a man's got to get the fuck out of Dodge, and a boat is just the thing.
So does everybody agree with boat?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one is boat. You get 1 more.
Yeah, the pin wasn't working so well.
It's fine.
Uh,
Um,
oh, how about quarters? Your lair includes living quarters for the crew. Without this upgrade, each PC sleeps elsewhere and is vulnerable when they do so.
I
don't-
also kind of like the elite rooks.
Okay.
idea.
I like Elite Rooks too.
I'm fine with elite rooks if Josh is.
Because that kind of gives us like we have like a lot of connections.
How feel you, Sonny?
Really.
Is
So-
that what is it? Elite what?
Rooks,
Rooks. So
con
what
artists,
that is
spies,
is-
and socialites.
Yeah, so that would mean is if you have a cohort of rooks, right?
Which we don't have.
Right.
Right.
So we'd have to create a cohort first, then get the upgrade.
And you can create a cohort by recruiting. To recruit a cohort, it costs you coin equal to your your crew tier, right? Which right now is 0 plus 2. So
Right. And
so-
yeah.
rooks.
It takes 2 coins to hire some rooks.
to hire
Why don't
some
we go
rooks.
with
Yeah.
What about our shady friends?
Well, then we might want to go with the safe hideout, the bunks in our train. Then I mean, something we can use now.
The quarters, you're
Plus,
saying?
where are we going to sleep?
Word.
So you're gonna actually have beds in your train car? Is that
Yes.
Is that the
That's the
Quarters.
quarters. Yeah.
Well, so the train car that we have is like the bar car, and then you know, it has the
It has an
We got a
attached.
sleeper car attached to it.
connected. Yeah, the connected like.
It has the sleeper car attached to it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
With the
I'm
quarters.
in. Yep. For that crew upgrade, you get a new car. Nice.
Yeah, we have the sleeper car that's attached to the other one. All right, there we go.
Okay.
So now
So-
contacts.
Yes. So this is your favorite contact for your gang.
Favorite contact.
Yep. And you have the contacts on the crew sheet already, right?
Yeah.
The ones that you can choose from, and whoever you choose, two factions are going to be impacted. One faction is going to get a +1, and one faction is going to get a -1. And if you guys want, we can make it edgier and make one faction get a +2 and one faction get a -2. But let's start with the contact, because that'll tell us what factions.
Okay. Let me.
Well-
What's that?
So the choices are what? A magistrate named Roland Watt, a blue coat named Laros, a deal broker named Lydra, a smuggler called Hoxley, a dilettante called Anya, or the gang boss Marlowe.
And do any of these affect the Dockers faction? I guess I just want to ask that, like, in a negative way, because we wouldn't want it to be like messing that up, and that's where we're at, like in that area.
That's why I think we'd want a smuggler, right? We got a boat, we work in the docks. I want a smuggler getting the product.
Or
As
the
long as
deal
it-
broker.
Yeah, so Hoxley and Lyra would potentially affect the Dockers. LaRose also, I mean, basically all of them could potentially affect the Dockers.
Oh, but we can't
right.
know that till we choose, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, it might be what we do with them too.
I mean, why don't we just go straight to the boss?
Well, because he's only a boss, he's not the boss.
Yeah, he's not the Dockers boss.
Maybe, but he's a boss, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
Just an idea, you know. Of course, there's the magistrate on.
There is a magistrate, you know.
I don't know about
And
that.
we're savvy. I'm just saying.
I don't deal with scumbags like that. So what do we think? Huxley or Lydra?
I vote Hoxley.
I vote Lydra.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, here we go.
I'll vote Lydra.
Okay.
That's 3-1.
I've got one Hoxley from what's it, Sunny, and then a Lydra from Ruthie and Hicks to Biao. It's your vote to cast.
I'll just go with the majority. It's fine.
Oh, I thought you had already voted.
Well, I suggested Lydra,
Okay, so
so
that's
I guess I have to vote for her.
Yeah.
Her, him, whatever it is.
Lydra's the deal broker, and I'll tell you which factions you're going to affect, and then you can choose if you want to make it intense or not. So this is going to give you a +1 to the Dockers and a -1 to the Gondoliers.
Fucking gondoliers.
Gondoliers is another tier 3.
Shit. They can attack our boat though.
You're right, they might.
They challenge our water power.
Where's the gun? Oh,
Oh, it's right below the Dockers.
right below them.
So then we're at +2 with because we paid them a coin. Or no, we're at
Well-
just +1.
Yeah, one coin just does nothing.
Yeah, but I'm saying
and-
we're +1.
They don't
So-
need us.
Before I add that +1 and -1, the question is, do you want to make it more intense? It's up to you. You can take a +2 to the Dockers and a -2 to the Gondoliers, or 1.
Okay, so the question I have ultimately is this, and you might not be able to tell us at this moment, but if we were to use a number scale, let's say 1 to 10, where 10 is the negative, going up higher. If the dockers, or not dockers, if the gondoliers get closer to 10, are they more likely to just declare war?
So the
Oh, it's
scale
right there.
goes-
-3, yeah. That's
yeah,
it.
scale only goes to 3. So 3 means they love you, and -3 means you're at war.
I think maybe we ought to just stick with the 1 until we kind of understand more what this might
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I feel like before we get near war, we should have some idea of what that actually fucking does.
Right.
I agree.
Mechanically, it changes some of the rules when you're doing downtime. But we'll get there. So we're going with the 1.
Yeah, +1 and -1.
Okay. Okay. Hey, I think we're done.
This is a good session 0. Look, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah. I think we might have time to do a little play if you guys want to do that. But it's also a good place to stop if you guys want to do that too.
So will we be starting with this next week?
We could, start with the opening scenario and the first score next week, or we could probably do that now if you're willing to stay up for another hour and a half.
I actually have to hit
the hay.
But yeah, it's been a long ass week.
Sorry, man.
No
I've
problem.
had to wake up at the crack of 8 o'clock every day.
Yeah, no worries. It is a good place to stop. So let's just do that.
All right. Let's
Yeah,
see.
it's cool though. This game looks pretty neat.
It does. So I need to make a new command. So we have Tibu. Man, I can't fucking pronounce your name. Tibibu,
It's Bibu.
Sunny, and
So,
Ruthie.
Bearsy, I'm just kind of curious. Since this does not seem to be automated at all in Fantasy Grounds, what was it that you thought that you couldn't use the sheets in Foundry for? Because it looks like pretty much we're just going to have to roll the dice and do it by hand anyway, right?
Right. Well, yes and no. So the rule set I have, we can set up the character sheets to be like all fully automated. I did not go to that because, well, number one, I didn't know what characters you want, and I didn't want to, create a whole bunch of templates and have 90% of that not be used. But then, secondly, I have to, there's certain things here that in Fantasy Grounds I just know how to do, and I don't know how to do it in Foundry. And I was like, if I'm gonna have to build all this stuff, then I'll just build it and just roll with that. Hey, here, check these out. Tell me if these actually work. Here's a clock.
I mean, in Foundry, they already even have way more than you have in Fantasy Grounds, to be honest.
Do they
They have
have
all your abilities, backgrounds, classes, crew abilities, crew reputation, types, upgrades, heritages, items, vices.
So I see a
Yeah,
clock. It says 4
You
o'clock.
see a clock. It's got a 4 o'clock. Does it have a title?
It has new
This is
clock,
New clock.
There's a new clock.
and it does tick whenever you clicked on it.
Shit.
Sweet
Let me
clock.
try again.
Sweet clock.
Oh, okay. So it just took a moment to update. So yeah, these are. This is one of the core mechanics, and you'll see when we get into the score itself. But basically, no matter what's happening, let's say you're breaking into some rival gangs, headquarters or something to steal something. In here, you would create a clock to like to alert the guards or something. And then when that clock fills up, the guards are alerted. And then the clocks can, let's say you use one of your action rolls to pick the lock in the door, but you get a 5 instead of a 6, right? That means, you pick the lock, but you have to suffer a consequence. So one of the consequences for something like that might be that you tick that alert the guard's clock, because maybe you made a little extra noise when you got the door open. So the clocks are pretty sweet. And you're right, Jar. I think like either Fantasy Grounds or Foundry would have been appropriate. You
just got cold feet. That's just.
But I started building stuff in Foundry, and I was like there's just pieces that I need to create, right? And it's a lot easier in Fantasy Grounds to share images. And anyway, I don't know.
It's
the same.
It's not easier. It's just you don't know how to do it.
Well, no. So the reason I say it's easier is to share an image to the group. Like if I wanted to add a new image to Fantasy Grounds right now, all I would need to do is find the image and save it to a particular folder on my machine, right? And then I can right-click and say, share it to the group. In Foundry, to do that, I need to first go create the frame, and then go find the image, download it to my machine, upload it to Foundry, and then I can share it.
You can actually drag it from your desktop into an item, and then right-click, share with players. If it's an image, there's just a show to players option. It's just like that.
Yeah, so there's probably a learning curve, but I mean, honestly, if you're
I'm not mad at it. I was just wondering because I thought that meant Fantasy Grounds already had all this, but they don't seem to have anything either. In fact, as you said, I looked at the character sheets in Foundry, and they are actually way nicer than this. So basically, it's because of the clocks, you're saying.
That's the primary thing.
So is there a rule set in Fantasy Grounds for Blades in the Dark?
Well,
I mean, I see core RPG loaded, but
so it's more core is what we're using, and yes, you can type /blades.
Oh, okay.
And then give a number, and if you don't give a number, then it just that's the the disadvantaged roll. Like if you're rolling with a 0.
/blade.
Blades, plural.
With an S.
Blades, and then what? Just the number of dice in the dice pool?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it says full success.
Yep.
Is that because
means
the 6?
Yes.
Okay. So 1s are failures, 6 is success.
1, 2, and 3 is a fail.
Yep.
4 and 5 are partials, and then a 6 is a full success. 1, 2, and 3 means you do not get. Yeah. And 2 6s is a critical success. So 1, 2, 3 means whatever you were trying to do, you didn't succeed, right?
Mm-hmm.
A 4 and 5 means you succeeded on what you were trying to do, but you suffer a consequence or a complication, right?
Right.
And then 6 means you achieve that thing that you wanted to do and you do not have any consequences. And then a double 6, the crit, that increases the effect of whatever you're trying to do. So like when we go to roll actions, the way it's supposed to work is the player states the goal.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do this thing, and then the player chooses the action in which they want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you've chosen that, then I am gonna set the position and the effect, right? So the position is tied to the fiction, like to the narrative at the time. Like are you desperate or are you confident, right? Like in a good, comfortable position, right? And then the effect is based on the quality of whatever is trying to oppose you, right? So,
Right. So
for example, if you wanted to go, like, say, break into the Docker's lair, they're tier 3, which means they are 2 quality levels above you, right? Which means their locks are actually really good. So you could try to pick their lock, but it would probably have 0 effect, because their quality is so much higher than yours.
So then
Now,
would we just for that example, would we
For-
just
for that
roll? Would we just roll like the slash blades to have disadvantage, or
so in that example, first you would like, how do you want to pick the lock
so like for example, we'll just use me. If I say I want to use finesse,
to pick the lock? Okay,
Pick the
so
lock.
yeah, okay. So you would use finesse, right?
Mhm.
And I would say, okay, this is probably a risky 0 effect roll,
Uh-huh.
right? So risky in that, you know, it's like it's the Docker's headquarters, right? And you're
Mhm.
there trying to pick the lock, and then 0 effect because the quality of their locks are very high, right?
Right.
Compared to your gang. Then if you say, okay, yeah, I want to do it, how many die do you have in finesse?
I have 1.
You have 1, so you would roll 1 die, not at disadvantage. So you
Right.
would blades 1.
And even if I was like I'm using
Or
Berkeley
you
gear,
could say I want to push myself, right? Because otherwise it's going to have 0 effect, right? So yeah, so if you did that, you just failed. Sorry.
no, that's fine. I
uh,
was just showing it as an
yeah.
example.
But you could have said, you know, I want to push myself, right?
Right. So if I had
and
pushed
if you-
myself,
If you were to push yourself, you would still only get your 1 die, right?
1 die,
But
okay.
you could increase the effect from 0 effect to a limited effect. So instead, you know, picking the lock, meaning they have 3 more locks on there, right? You pick the lock,
Garrett,
and it breaks open, but then it squeaks real loud, right? And yeah,
Can you
and
change
onwards
the-
and onwards.
the server.
So I wonder, when do I learn about my clever friends that I have?
Your friends, they come up in downtime.
Oh, okay.
Because when you're in downtime, you take on complications, and that's when I draw on your friends to provide complications.
So if I push myself, taking on 2 stress, and I rolled the 5 to have a limited like effectiveness on
To increase your effect to limited. Yep.
right, what would have happened on those super
So if you roll a 5, so that means that's successful, right?
right
But with a consequence.
right
So you would open the door, so that you pick the lock, you make your way through the lock,
Mhm.
but maybe you make enough noise that that a couple of people saw you, right?
right
And so you might take on some heat for the crew as a consequence for not rolling a 6.
right. So
Or you might have the guard alert clock get ticked. It depends on what, the narrative is and all that. So
right. So if we were to close out of that guard clock, how would we bring it back up?
you should be able to go to the library and see clocks.
Let me enable that.
That I haven't figured that part out yet. If you enable it, it'll put a button called classes on there that does not link to clocks.
No, I have clocks.
Oh, you get clocks?
Yeah, if I enable
Either-
clocks and disabled
How the fuck
classes. Yeah, here, I'll show you what I have.
Oh. If you disable classes.
Yeah. That's what I have, buddy.
Well, cool. Yeah, and you should be able to open those. And the idea is that we'll have mini clocks on the table at once, right?
I probably don't need NPCs.
Yeah, probably don't need
Probably don't need
NPCs or
story.
quest or story.
I don't have quests.
Tables, maybe.
I don't have tables
maybe,
enabled. I probably
Basically-
don't need roles.
but basically just images. Rolls, maybe. So, like Josh was saying,
Let's see,
the
rolls
character
always.
sheets don't. The fantasy ground character sheets don't actually, like, they don't look like Blade's character sheets. However, we can turn them into Blade's character sheets. All those things are editable, and then what you put inside those boxes in your character sheet are roles, right? And
Yeah, but
roles you can, like here. I'm gonna open up your Hicks character sheet. Here, I'm gonna add a roll dice. Boom, to, and that's just a roll that I prepared.
right.
So what you would do is you would enter the number of dice you want to roll, and then just click the little rolly button, and it'll do its thing.
No, it won't. I think the string's incorrect.
Yeah, who fucked this up?
It does
Hey,
slash
guys, I'm
roll
gonna try
Yeah,
something.
who did this?
instead of
Night,
blades.
Joe.
Good
Night.
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 Yeah. Oh.
I think it's the parameter formula down there slash roll.
Uh,
Yeah, we fix
yeah.
that.
Where are you guys looking? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to follow along.
You can come into my room and I'll show you.
Okay.
Let's find out. So then that works. Yeah. That fixed it.